This is Red All Over's instant reaction after what was a disappointing, frustrating, depressing, I'm not sure what I have to say, 2-0 defeat to Cambridge United. So let's try and divulge this. Mr. Smith, it's nice of you to make an appearance on Instant Reaction this season.
It is, yes, and I wasn't in the executive box today and we still lost Tracy, so it's not a good Friday, is it?
So other than the sort of mishap of the first goal, which you can go into if you like, talk to us generally about our lack of enthusiasm, motivation, etc. today.
Wasn't there, was it? We said it was a must-win game and we should have come out there, we should have took game to Cambridge, and we didn't, did we? Lacklustre, lacking in all departments, gave them a goal, made it hard for ourselves, come out second out. I mean, they had one disallowed and I don't know why that goal was disallowed for front corner. No understanding of that, and then they scored from another set-piece corner. We upright and about that. The only chances we had were going across box and nobody in box. But it's so pedestrian. Back three, pass. There's no drive from midfield to get in and create any opportunities. And, you know, at this stage of season where we wanted to go in and push the others, we've sat back now and it's bitters on the backside. And it's not a good Friday, is it?
It's not, Craig. We knew that obviously they're fighting for their lives, and when they get a goal like that so early, you then know that they're going to park the bus. I think, I'm not sure of possession, I would assume we had a mass sort of percentage more than they 70%. Did. So what about our lack of ability to break them down? Because this is now probably the third game running that we've faced teams in a similar position and we've been unable to break them down. What do you think about our sort of offensive strategies?
I've said it all season. Any team that we play against a team that'll defend with 10. We can't break them down. The lack of imagination going forward in this squad. Our team is so regimented that players don't move from the position that they're playing in. Most of the ball is with a back three, 90% of the time. We move forward. It's like a striker's own mate runs to go in behind, and then the ball that comes to them is 2 or 3 seconds too late. So by the time it gets there, they're offside. Whenever we're crossing it in and we've got Cosgrove, the ball's going along the floor, and we're just not playing to our strengths. And as subs again, I've got to say, they're regimented yet again. It's the same substitutions every single game. He's not willing to change formation, to change style, to change anything up. A game like this really needed us to push bodies forward, because if you can't outnumber them, you've got to throw as many bodies forward as you can and get them moving. Our team does not move. The front two will try and run in behind. McAtee's stopped coming short now. His wing backs are not as high as there was at the start of the season. Jordan Williams today, it takes him about 7 or 8 touches to put a ball in. There's no first time balls going in. Everything today played into their hands. They knew all they had to do was just camp in their area and we wouldn't be able to touch them. And we didn't try long shots. I think Cadden missed by an absolute whisker in first half, and then I don't know what happened with McAtee coming in that back post, and he ended up hitting post. There were 2 goals that should have been dead certs, but that didn't happen. And then they got disallowed a goal, which I don't know why, because it looked a completely free header, and then they scored from another completely free header again in second half. I mean, what have they been doing for this past week? Have they been sitting with the feet up? They've had 2 weeks. They knew how Cambridge were going to play. We did a preview, and we said they were going to sit back and they were just going to camp their area and then try to hit us on break. And that's what they did. It's not hard. We've got no passages of play where we can get through a team. We can't get through a team. We can't cross in and get a decent ball into area. So how the hell are we supposed to score? We need to work on this, and I'm sorry, but any chance of top 2 is now gone. There's no chance of that happening now. And when we get in playoffs, we've got to massively improve, because that were pathetic today.
When we get in the playoffs, assuming we stay in the playoffs, fortunately I think the results that down below have done all right today. So intensity, talk about our intensity or lack of, and where do you think it's gone? Where has our intensity gone?
We lost the intensity when we conceded 2 late goals against Bolton. And from that, although we've won a couple of games since that, the fight has gone out of us. The will, the motivation seems to have gone. Today, yet again, I think Andy said in one of the fan cams, it's the same as Cheltenham. It's exactly the same again. There were a few times in the first half where we tried to do it slightly differently by playing the ball forward into people's feet. We couldn't control it. Every single time they just stepped up and walked away with it. We couldn't control it. When we did control it, we slipped. We fell over. It was just insane. So we reverted back to what we can. Pass it about across the defence then. They dropped further and further back into their own penalty area, so we just kept passing it about and passing it about. And I tell you what, we need to learn how to cross.
We do.
We need to do one or two things. Either learn how to cross it so somebody can head it or get to it, or one of the people that we're crossing to needs to come to the front post, because it's always going to the front post. They've got to come across in front of the goalkeeper, in front of the defender, die to get to it, because we're not. We're just not doing it. Put it to one side, put it to the other side. Crosses awful today, as against Cheltenham. Awful today. And what do? Let's vary it up. Let's try to put Big Cozzy on, get his head on it. And we still didn't put it on his head.
I don't think we've very
we're still dibbling about with it between defenders to fullback. Oh, then put it back and then put it back and then just put it and then put it back. We're not getting it into a box. A tall striker, and we're not playing, as Craig said, to strengths. And it was shockingly poor in that last third. There are players that are good players and are skillful players, but today couldn't control the ball. Just couldn't control it. Couldn't put a cross in. Slipped over McAtee, absolute sitter. Devante missed a few what I think were sitters.
Back post.
And that, as daft as it sounds, that could have changed it. But let's not take anything away. We were shockingly poor today, and we didn't look. We're going through motions all the way through first half. I think they think we're losing, and it's a training game. We're just passing it about. Oh, pass it back. We're at the edge of the box, and somehow it finishes up on the halfway line. And it's just, and both their first goal, you can say both were at fault, but the bottom line is, and I will pin it on Mile, you don't pass back in line with goal. You pass it away from goal. So if anything happens, a bobble, anything, it's not straight on goal. Never, ever do that. And he did. You can blame Roberts as well if you want, but that's a fundamental thing for a defender. So they didn't have to try to. They should have won. Alan said it, they should have won 3-0. And they didn't have to try to win 3-0. Ball's played up at first half, at second half. You see Lyle Taylor fighting for every ball, pulling and tugging, knocking about. The guy that came on, who I think he was their top scorer, Amadei.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I can't pronounce his name, I do apologise. Big, strong lad, puts his centre bar. What do? We go, oh, you edit. Right, no, you edit. I'll just stand outside you while you edit. It's just shocking.
I'm trying. I mean,
what I was saying is, on Monday, have some Yorkshire grit. Get stuck in and show that you're bothered. People are turning up, 13,000 showing they're bothered. We've sold out at Burton. Even he's going. We've sold out. Show some bottle. Show some grit like these are showing. Come on.
Alan, I think today we've probably, apart from Pines, that's our best 11. I don't think anyone would probably disagree. That's probably as good as we're going to get. So what has gone wrong? Because it looks like there is a complete flatness in the squad. Certainly, I think March in general, since the Bolton game, certainly. And we know what we'd like Colin to do, but what needs to change?
Change formation, try and be more, how can I put it, direct and quick and play football. We're a bit faster, not pedestrian across back. We've got to up it. We've got to be up tempo, and we're not up in tempo at all. And to be honest, I can't see us scoring against Reading and Aaron Northampton because we can't score here, can we?
Is that the first time we've not scored in 2 games this season? I think.
And we're not getting anywhere close, really, are we? I mean, we did it post, but I don't know. We don't, as I said, we're not shooting outside at box. We don't get crosses in, and they've had time to work on this. This is the worst thing. They've had time to work, and it's what they've been doing. What's happening? And I can't put a finger on it. You could say it's Collins with his decision, and he's not changing formations and that, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
right.
frustrated.
Something just doesn't seem right at the minute. So, Craig, moving forwards to Monday, obviously Burton away, I think we've all sort of agreed that automatics out the window, but we still need to get points, A, to make sure we secure that playoff, but B, to have a bit of momentum going into the playoffs, because as it stands, I see nothing but failure heading into the playoffs. So, if we were to change formation, what would you think on Monday? What would you like to see?
We won't change formation. Nothing will change. I've said nothing all season that Collins will change anything. He's stuck to the way he believes football should be played, the formation that he prefers, the players that he prefers as well. That's why he keeps taking McAtee off for Cosgrove instead of taking Cole off, who deserved to get took off today. He was not as good as McAtee. I'm sorry, he wasn't, and he wasn't in the last home game neither. But he got took off again. That's why the crowd booed the substitution. That's why they started singing McAtee's name as soon as he went off, because everybody could see. I'm sorry, but you can't have favourites. You cannot have favourites. If he deserves to come off, you take him off. If he deserves to stay on, you leave him on. And you've got to allow some sort of jeopardy in your play. To be a good team, you've got to allow another team to be able to take advantage of things. Go to forward at back, throw bodies forward. We've got people that are capable of playing up wings. You know, we've got McAtee, we've got Devante Cole, we've got Cotter. I mean, you know, and put them on wings. Have us back four, a solid back four, and then you just allow. I mean, if you look at Portsmouth, the way they play, beautiful football. We've got players that can play that way, but we're playing five at back. We're playing a high pressing game, but we haven't got the bodies up front to press. Like a Portsmouth do, they press well because they've got that extra body up front.
I think we have pressed, like Bolton for 60 minutes. We pressed exceptionally well, but then since then we haven't.
We can only do it for 60 minutes in this system. But if we change system and allowed an extra body up, that's an extra body to get exhausted, which is then helping the other players who run out of steam, you know, so they don't have to do as much. I mean, end of the day, I just want to see change now. I'm sick of seeing this football. I mean, we under Duff, we played the exact same system. Under Collins, and both managers are coming unstuck under the same things, which is will not change system, and all they keep doing is coming up against brick walls and not knowing what to do.
And I suspect Burton will be another brick wall, I would imagine, because looking at where they are, it's going to be very similar.
Well, before today, they were exactly the same place as Cambridge. What worries me, I'll get a plug. What worries me is that yesterday I did an away end show with Ed Walker from Burton.
What? Okay.
I mean, in like a good one. But the thing that's worrying me, I mean, it weren't worrying me yesterday because I thought no match is easy in this division, but we'll get 6 points. What Ed said, a little taster for you. What Ed said is obviously we all know that the pitch ain't great. So, you know, passing football is going to be at a premium because it's going to bobble. Although he does say it's particularly bad on the wings rather than down the middle. But what he does say is that they've got big, tall players. They play for set pieces.
Oh, great.
Because they've got some tall lads up front that can come up from the back and put in good balls and get on the end of it. He also says they've got an outstanding goalkeeper. So I actually, if it's based on today, I don't actually think their goalkeeper needs to be outstanding. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see the difference because if we play like we play today, we're going to be the team. We always said there's going to be difficult games, funny games at Easter, and we always hope that it's going to be somebody else that's going to have freak results. Bit like Peterborough today losing at home to Carlisle, wasn't it? 3-1. But we can match them. We can match them by
it's been a
pulling
good day for the
defeat
teams,
out of 2 victories.
Good day for the teams at the bottom today.
Tricky. So, daft results over Easter. We've already done it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, we're all got his own opinions. I'm not sure about Devante Cole being a favourite. I do think he should have come off today because he was so ineffectual, it was untrue. But he's not played for the last 2 games. He's not been picked for the last 2 games, so he's, it's not like stand by him no matter what. But I agree that he went up to it today. So.
Alan, can we finish with that? How do we feel? Because it's contentious. How do we feel about booing at the end of the game? Now, I'm going to say my opinion. Despite how dreadful we were, and we were dreadful, I'm of the opinion that you don't need to cheer and clap, but I don't think booing will do anything for the morale of that team. And I know they were poor, and we've all got an opinion, and you've paid your money, but I personally don't think booing helps. What do you think?
I never boo. It's not. You shouldn't boo if you support your club. You support him through thick and thin. And what happens, it happens, doesn't it? And you've got to get behind him for the next game. And although we're all hurting, and it is a big hurt today because it were a game that I said on show it was a must-win, not put pressure on players. And I don't think they had pressure on them to not to go out and win. They just all didn't turn up. So we turned up, and yeah, you pay your money, you pay for your your ticket, you come to watch, and yeah, you're entitled. I'm not going to say I would do it, but it is one of them, innit?
It is. About you, boo or not to boo?
I think fans, we're all right. I don't personally don't boo, but I get to vent on here, and I get to put my frustrations across, and I'm sure plenty of people see it. Some fans don't get that luxury, so they need to vent in any way they see. I can see why why people booed. I don't think it helps. I'm in the same boat as Alan, but people are gonna show that they're frustrated. Some people do it on Twitter, some people do it on Facebook, some people scream and shout from sidelines. Look, if we can only get up for big games and then come to games that we should win and perform like that, people are gonna voice their opinions.
Should we do score predictions? Because we're just in
I'll
case.
tell you about booing as well if you like.
Go on then, go for your boo and then go for your score predictions. Oh, here we go.
No, I haven't. I'm just going to... I don't... Well, we're all different, aren't we? I don't personally boo, but people have got entitled to their own opinion and vent it how they think fit. I agree with Craig, particularly in that. I don't think I've come across a footballer who gets booed by his own fans and it makes him play better. If you get booed by the opposition...
We've had a good game normally.
You get a bit between your teeth and, and that's good, but... so when they come round and they boo, I think the biggest venting and the biggest thing that would affect me if I'd have been playing was at the final whistle, the Ponty end were half empty.
Again.
And that's a bigger venting for me. They weren't there. The people weren't there. They'd had enough, and had gone. They'd gone. I think that says a lot more than booing. I clapped them at the end because they came over. I mean, in East End, they came over to acknowledge that we'd been, for us, a big crowd, and I think it's only fair. I don't think anybody sets out to play badly, and does the best to play badly. I don't think they put some effort in, but it's wasted effort in the way that we were playing. I don't know about the formation. I don't mind the formation as long as we don't use the back three just to pass it between themselves. So. We'll see, you're not going to win. If you keep the same formation, you're going to get slated. Why aren't you changing it? Go to a back four and we lose 4-0 and he's an idiot. Why are you changing it? So I'm not sure at this late stage we should change it.
If we're losing, then change it. If we lose like 2-0, 80th minute, throw an extra body forward. I don't see what's point. At this point in the season, it don't matter to me if we lose 5-0 or lose 2-0. But getting a 2-2 draw could be the big difference.
We lost today. We didn't lose the last match. I know we only drew. We won the match before. So it's not all complete doom and gloom, but it's close because the effort seems to be there, but it's misplaced. The motivation isn't there. They just don't seem bothered enough. It's like going through the motions. They put some effort in, but it's going through the motions rather than making a big difference. And I think we'll come unstuck on Monday.
There seems to be a real lack of drive on the pitch, a real lack of, we've talked about leaders, and we just don't seem to be able to, raise this game.
We just go forward with the ball and then check back.
We ain't got that cutting pass. We ain't got a cutting pass. We ain't got anybody who's going to say, oh wow, look at that, it's creative. We've got a chance, we can score from this.
We have got people that can do that, they're just not doing it.
Right. There were a few times in both halves, when an incisive pass was played, but the person it was played to was stood there and thinking, oh, I weren't expecting that, because they're expecting prannying about with it. Pass it that way, pass it back, pass it that way. Not, oh, he's going to put it through for me,
Yeah,
and
and
I
vice
can run
versa.
onto
I
it.
can think of one where I
So
think
that'd
McAtee made a great run and Cadden took 2, 3, 4 touches and then he's offside and you're thinking we've just got to be quicker.
What annoys me is you'll see a player pass a ball and then just stand there waiting for it to come back. Instead of that, why don't you move beyond him? Why don't you try and make a run? So, and if enough players start doing that, then you start seeing that there's holes to go through. But they don't, they're just very static, very static.
Just please show that you're bothered. Get stuck in and stop pranning.
Well, hopefully we'll see it on a Monday. They've got
Right.
to come back Monday, aren't they, and bounce back.
You said that last time, Al.
Let's tie this up. So give us a score prediction. What have you said on your away end?
I'm embarrassed to say. Both me.
Come on.
Both me and Ed Walker both said Barnsley will win 2-1. But I did remind him that Jake Tong for Lincoln said that we beat Lincoln 2-1. And I added that to that. And all he said to me was, we'll not beat you 5-1. We'll not. Well, who knows? Who knows?
Score prediction for Monday?
I'd like to think we can bounce back and get 3 points, but I'm defeatist, one apiece. I can't see us getting any more than a draw.
Okay. And for you?
Exactly the same, one apiece. I don't think we're going to win. I don't think we can.
Just for me then, innit? Oh, right on cue, right on cue. Thanks for your bit of a finish with a bit of music there. Obviously we're going to bounce back. I've got to be like up there, aren't I? 1-0 score in the 90th maybe to us.
Even though they put good crosses in, they've got tall players that can play for set pieces. Oh no!
And they've got 2 goalkeepers. They've got John Brailford as well. So there's 2
we
keepers.
discussed that and all.
We're up against that as well. 2 keepers.
I'm entitled to my opinion. 1-0.
1-0. No, good.
So please like, subscribe, get your comments. What did you think of today's performance? It'll be very interesting to see the comments today. We'll be back either with a preview for Burton, maybe not, or a review or a whatever, but just keep an eye on us on social media, we'll let you know. But for now, you Reds.
Another loss. They just seem void of ideas at the minute. Everything seems too slow. Every pass comes 2 or 3 touches too late. There don't seem to be any agency. Every time we lose ball, it's back to defence to reset, to rebuild. And it just seems we have to build up from defence every attack, no matter where we are on pitch. If we're in their final third, while I'm turning around and pushing forward, back to defence to build up. There's no turning run at defence. There's no urgency, no put pressure on their defenders to try and get something from it. They seem out of ideas. Strikers look like they don't play together. They just the partnership and link-up play doesn't seem to be there. I don't know what Colin says to them at half time, but you'd think they come out at 1-0 down, we're a bit more into it. They didn't have a chance in first half. Well, I know we give them that goal, but they didn't have a chance in first half. You think we'd come out of second half, press them, push them. We were all over them. As position stats speak volumes, we had all the ball. But I think most of that was our defence. I've never known a team have as much a ball in the defence as we do. I just think we're out of ideas. I think we need to go again. We need to have a serious think about tactics and reset properly.
Hi, it's Andy and Joe from Leeds again. To be honest, we looked quite good in the warm-up and then we kicked off. It was downhill from then, to be honest. It was just a carbon copy of the last game, apart from it. I mean, it had 0-0 written all over it, but it was our stray poor passing that actually gave them the first goal. I mean, the forwards look like they've never played together. They don't seem to have any telepathic knowledge whatsoever. The balls were so slow to come from the back to the front. The crossing, they never ever beat the man. It all went to the goalkeeper. Unfortunately, it's too easy to play against. Cambridge just set up, and to be honest, the second goal were coming. I don't know why they had the goal disallowed loud in the first half, but the second goal, it was unchallenged. So unfortunately, it's a carbon copy of last time, and I think it might be good if we don't go up. Some of these players I don't think are as good as what we felt they were, or they're not playing with a great urgency for a Barnsley shirt. It's just not very good today. Cambridge deserve the win, and good luck to them. I hope they stay up. What do you think, Joe?
Well, it's the same as what we saw at Cheltenham. It's passing sidewards, then backwards, then sidewards, and backwards, and then all passes forward went to them, and one of the best passes were Di Javigno's that went into goal. Yeah, best crosser we had all game was Paul Cross.
Yeah, he was the best at half time, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Good
Second
player.
half we sort of cut off the crab sort of football, but we just waddled with the ball, just didn't know who to pass to. We were just walking into them, and they were time wasting. And
it was very simple. They won the man-to-man tussles as well. They were very, very strong against us in the man-on-man, and we've got to look at this for next season. I think there's got to be a bit of a rebuild and maybe an change of tactics where we can get that ball into that box with urgency. I'm not saying we go all Wimbledon or anything like that, but we have to look at the way we do that, because you're not going to score goals with football like that.
yeah, every counter-attack just ends up like going all the way down to the corner, then back to the halfway line,
Yeah,
and then they get it, and it takes like 5 minutes.
Yeah, very pedestrian.
Yeah, I mean, sun's come out, so that's something to be thankful for. Yeah, I don't know what to say really. Ever since we went 2-0 up against Bolton, at home anyway, we've just taken our foot off the gas. We seem more intent on going sideways and backwards than we do going forwards. We sometimes create nice positions and then we say, we'll put our foot on the ball and go and not go forward. And you need to ask questions. You need to go forward. I don't like to single people out because I don't think anyone had a particularly good game. But there was a moment when John McAtee could have just gone flying down the left in the first half, one-on-one, on the left wing, space in front of him. We check back. There's a time when Herbie Kane's on his own on the right-hand side. We're saying, get it to Herbie, and we'll check back and we'll go back across the back line. And I just think, just go forward. And I know you've got to create a situation to put the right ball into the box. But why have we not had 20 balls going into that box in the last 30 minutes? Why is it like 3 balls that go into the box asking a question? You can go sideways and you can ask, you can build. We're 2-0 down in injury time. Get it in box. So yeah, I think we just need to try and play ourselves into a bit of form for playoffs if we get in the playoffs. So yeah, come on, you Reds.